some years ago, many years ago, probably 18 years ago, someone asked me, what will our ministry be? Bear in mind, we never know the motive. We can never know the motive. When we used to give people clothes, money, food, well, I did it out of a place of concern, worry, sadness. I hate seeing bare legs in winter. It's just like, if my legs feel this cold, how cold does that child feel? So I would buy stockings. If a child is wearing a torn skirt, or if they keep wearing the same thing, girl, especially teenagers, and I know teenagers generally are hyper aware of fashion, I will buy you something to wear. But, and I will only buy you something I would wear, either at your age, or if I think it looks cool and we can all match, we will match. I'll buy you the same skirt I am wearing. There's no, I'm going to buy, because I know it's happened, I'm going to buy for myself from Stutterford's that doesn't exist anymore, but it was expensive. I'm not going to buy, if I was a man, I wouldn't buy for myself from Fabiani and then buy for you from Pep, that kind of thing. I will buy for you where I would buy for myself, or where I do buy for myself. But you see, there I am buying you things I would wear, because to do differently would be against my principles, which I'm very sure come from God. And then it would be, she's trying to make people dress modestly like her. You have no clue, people. There's so much I know that you or your friends have said about the things I've done, which came from a pure heart. Like literally, I don't have any hidden agenda. It's shocking for you, I'm sure, but I don't have a hidden agenda. And maybe I should start there, because we've all been misunderstood. It's my turn now. I kept quiet while nobody understood, while nobody cared to understand and know the real other. So I will tell you who I am. I joined Mowbray Church when I became a UCT student, one who then lived in Res. Why was I moving into Res? Only to be with my disloyal boyfriend. That's how taken I was. I truly believed I was loved, and if I give grace, they will love me. This is the first thing you need to know. They do not love you if they hurt you, and they don't care that they hurt you. I said it in another video, I'm saying it now. They don't love you if you tell them they've hurt you and they keep doing the thing that hurts you. Okay, but let's go back to me. I came to UCT. I am still an introvert. As you can tell, I don't talk about, okay, for me they're trivial. For other people, they're super important. But for me, they're like non-entities. They're frivolities, trivialities, vanities of vanities. You will see posts where people are saying, how can she leave the house without makeup? I leave the house without makeup. I don't care. Who needs a painted face to go out to the shops? I don't need my face to be painted to go to the shops. So I'm just simple. So therefore I can't discuss makeup with you. I don't discuss the things that are not important. Things that are important, justice, children, other children, suffering, how to make the world a better place. That silly politician. There are things that are trivial that we discuss, but most of the things we discuss are quite important. They're not vain and frivolous. We don't waste our time with things that everyone will be thinking, really? You're so shallow. That's what I'm saying. I'm not able to do shallow. I can't come to your house and say, or call you and say, what do you think? Do you think my walls would be better if I painted them silver gray? Or do you think this cream is fine? Women can do that. I can't, but they can. I can't do shallow. So that takes away, I can't. It's in my heart. It's who I am. It's my personality. I can't do shallow. That strips quite a lot of female conversation, and male, but also I was shy. I am still shy. So I can't do shallow. I'm extremely shy, and I'm an introvert. So what did that mean? When I was brand new, everyone else at the church had their cliques already formed, and I was the first year. Everyone else was second year, third year. fifth year. No one else was coming to me to get to know me. So I just stood in the corner and just waited. People watched. I didn't hate anyone. I'm saying that because of that time when this guy was one of the head elders, he was an head elder at the time. A visitor texted him and said, wow, none of your church members spoke to me. None of you people welcomed me. What kind of a church are you leading, mister? You're a pathetic church elder if your members and you don't come and talk to your visitors. They don't even talk to us members, dude. You're not the only one. Okay, they didn't back then. I was new, brand new, finding my feet. I didn't know all these people were all talking to each other, talking about things and experiences they'd had together. And I'm shy. I cannot and will never go to a group of people and insert myself into their conversation. That's how it feels from my point of view. I'm inserting myself in your conversation. I'm making you change maybe the conversation. I can't do that. So I'll just sit and watch happily. I'm not thinking like that, man, wow, all these people are so cruel or evil. They're not coming to talk to me. I don't judge the motive. Everyone's busy. Everyone's happy to see the other. They haven't seen them the whole week. So of course they will talk to you. But I am the kind who will look or see the visitor and go talk to them. I will go see the one who's alone. I love the alone people. Though I do tend to stick to my gender for reasons you will know if you're an Adventist and you read our founder's writings. The loner, the one who's seemingly struggling alone, that's who I will go to, but not groups of people. But what did I start hearing through the grapevine? She thinks she's better than us. How would a first year or even second year think she's better than anyone? You're all older than her. These are people who are older than me, saying, I think I'm better than them. Better in what way? We're all students. How? I don't actually get that. How is it that my silence and people watching was interpreted as superiority? Those are the things that we keep quiet, all of us. We keep quiet, but they hurt us. We hear them. We know who said them. But every Sabbath, we still greet you. Every Friday, we'll still sing in the same choir with you. But we know what you said about us, and it hurts. The doorbell. I'll be back. The children are going to be here soon, I think. Another one is I've always lived for myself. Everything I do is for you or myself and God. It's between you, me, and God. I've never lived in the shadow of my husband. So, for example, the other one was, and I've mentioned it before, but it's part of this whole who am I? I am me. I am just me. If I see you lonely, I will talk to you. If you're new, I'll be excited to meet you. I will welcome you because no one made me feel, I'd never felt welcome at first until I formed my own group. And then we welcomed newcomers. But until that time and we got to know each other, I felt not unwelcome, but alone. And I always wonder, how does the other person feel? Is anyone making them feel welcome? Is anyone talking to them? Have I seen anyone talk to that new person? If not, then I will be their friend. I'll get to know them. I'll get their number, check on them during the week. That's who I am. Not because of who I'm married to, but because that's who I am. I love people. Ask anyone who knew me in school. I always looked out for people. My first best friend was a special needs child. Went to remedial classes and I was only 10 and I thought, she never gets to do anything. No one ever makes her feel special because her needs were so big that she was the weakest at anything. She couldn't run. She was overweight. She couldn't run the fastest or even the third fastest. She can't join us in this class because she's going for extra classes in this subject. How about when I play the piano for our after assembly? Sometimes a pupil would play the piano to escort people out the hall. And so it was my turn. I was going to play the piano so that the learners come out of the hall and we all go to our school, to our classrooms. And I thought, what song can I play where this girl can then play something that will be not too difficult for her, but at least she can feel like she took part That's who I am. I've always been like that since I was 10 years old. I've always cared and wanted people to feel seen. So we did play the song, and afterwards people were saying, why did you include her? All she did was play one note. Dang! She didn't feel like she played one note. She felt like she played for the school. And that's what mattered to me. My mother would complain, you're always taking these lame ducks. Why can't you find a friend who's got no problem? Well, because the ones who've got no problem are happy. And they've got fellow friends who have no problem. I took the girls with body odor. Those became my friends. Because everyone else was like, hey, they stink. We don't want to be near them. And they would even tell the teacher, so-and-so stinks. And they would complain, we can smell down the corridor that she's there. They never got to know these girls. They never got to know how far they had to walk to get to school and get back home. While they got into their cars, their lift clubs, those girls walked distances. And both their families were extremely poor. Extremely poor. Perfume, maybe even soap, deodorant, those were not on. Soap, yes, I'm sure they had soap, but that distance, you need a very good deodorant. And they didn't have any. I never saw any. So after I got to know them, then I would buy them like gifts, birthday gift of a lovely set of girly stuff, which happened to include perfume. Not deodorant, but perfume, body butter. Anyway, that was in high school. I'm just showing you that's who I've always been. Because I keep hearing from Mowbray to Cape Central, I do things because I'm the elder's wife. Goodness me, guys, I don't care about position. I'm sure I said this as well before in a video. I wanted to be a deaconess. That was my role. That was my prized role. I wanted to be the cleaner. I wanted to serve. I wanted to be the one who fills the buckets. I wanted to feel like I'm serving God. Out of all the things that I've heard, the rumors, the friends who become ex-friends because we have nothing in common anymore, there are things that join us because we have the same interests. If we met at tennis club and we both loved tennis, but then our other lives, we had other friends in other lives, in other spheres, and we discussed tennis, we discussed the next tennis matches, and then you drop out of the tennis club and you do dancing, and I'm not interested in dancing, I don't know anything about dancing. Then our base, our foundation, which was tennis, not friendship, tennis, then disappears. So you'll have the people who, because our foundation, our principles are not the same anymore, the conversation dries up. I can't ask you, what did you read this morning? You know what I read? If that was our friendship, it was based on our relationship with God. But if your relationship with God dies, then what am I going to talk to you about? The sun, the weather? As I said, I can't do trivial. If you don't have children, I can ask you, hey, how's your day? And then that's it. How's your day? I can't ask you, so what did you do when you went to the bar? What did you do when you went to the club? Firstly, because I don't go to clubs. Secondly, because it's something I wouldn't do and wouldn't want my children to do, so I won't ask you. I don't want to know the bad things you do. So then that leaves us with really nothing except trivial conversation. But then some people go around and turn around and say they don't like people who are not like them. No, we don't like, it's not that. It's if we run out of conversation, if the only thing that bound us, that made us have something in common was that one thing. I've got many friends who we don't dress the same at all, but we still have conversation. It can be about our special needs. It can be about each other's problems. If you care about my problems, I will care about your problems, even if we don't live similar lives in any way. So if your child has special needs, even if you're naked everywhere online too, I will still talk to you about your child. I will still wish that you stay well and healthy for your sake and for your child's sake. You know, we still have something in common, love for each other's children. So I will talk to you. But if there's nothing else, and if all along you never cared about us, and therefore you never think to ask, how are the children? If it's all dependent on me being the one to not be a friend, but a counselor, to care only about you, but you're not paying me to do so, I want to give that energy. I've got children. I don't have time to be an unpaid counselor or therapist. So yes, that relationship will end. But then they go around saying, oh, it's because I don't wear what they wear anymore, and so they hate me. That's also stupid. And if people believe you, that's shame on them. But back to the main one. I don't do things because I'm an elder's wife. I do them because they're in my heart. There is no manual that I know of that says this is how an elder's wife should act. There's no like check mark. An elder's wife must A, B, C, D. There's no way. There is nothing that I know of. No one gave me a handbook. This is all me in my heart. When I care, it's because I care. I'm not thinking I'm an elder's wife, so I must show that I care. I care. Even if I was not an elder's wife, even if I was a deaconess or a lay member, even if I wasn't in charge of children's ministries, I would still care. Just like I greet children no matter which church I'm at, because I love children. I do the things I do because they are who I am. They are a reflection of my heart, not of the man I'm married to. You know what? There are two reasons why this irritates me. One reason is because that means nobody thinks anybody can be good because their heart wants to be good. You're saying that there is no person who is just pure-hearted. You are saying that there's nobody in the entire world who is loving and caring because God has made them so. We are saying that all the Christians in the entire world are just performative Christians, that they come to church and they put on a robe, and the robe is elder's wife. And therefore, as an elder's wife, this is what I should do. And then on Monday, I'm a mother, and this is how I should act. Christianity pervades everything. Do not nullify the power of Christ to transform our hearts. That's why I hate this lie. It disproves the ability of Christ to transform the heart and make someone purely interested in others because they're interested in others. Secondly, I hate it because it says I am a performative Christian. It says that what you see is not who I am, and yet what you see is who I am. I hate that lie. That lie is one of the worst because it has put motives, it impugns motives on me that are untrue, and it reduces my relationship with Christ into some role that I'm just playing. And that to me is a despicable accusation to make. I am because Christ is. And the reason I befriend because I feel like you don't have a friend at church yet. This is all church stuff that I'm talking about. Things are here at church. I reach out to you because you look interesting. I converse with you because I actually enjoy your conversation. I love hearing about you. I buy you that electric heater, blanket, hot water bottle, yes, electric hot water bottle, because you told me you're cold. And I would hate to be cold. And so I don't want you to be cold either. That's why I do the things I do. Not because I'm an elder's wife, but because it's who I am and I care. The end, that's all. I'm not even going to talk about what I was going to talk about. That's who I am. Bye.